Jake is prepping in the background. I'm prepping in the foreground. If you watch the experimental this week, we pulled it out because I knew it was a lot of color, and I was able to make this long thread and extra pieces. So one thing with glass blowing, we always check color patterns and design. So if you follow us on Instagram, I seem to ask the question at least once a month, is it stripes or spots? And Sam's laughing at me because she knows, and it's like, I said, well, that one related to snakes. Now I'm talking about
something else.
I like both stripes and spots. I'm really into patterns, so this must be a theme with me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut. This is so thin that I can bend it with my hand. And I'll measure the mold. Well, that one.
Sometimes when they're thicker and you don't anneal them, they don't break very easy.
Yeah.
They'll pop and they'll smack around and send some shards to the left or the right.
I need about 10 of these. This is right now about the thickness of spaghetti. So I'm going to show you two different ways that we do stripes. So one will be straight up and down, and then I'm going to bring Jake some trail around the cup, and there'll be a stripe a different way. And so then it's kind of a tapestry because they're going to, look like that. It's plaid.
It's kind of an example of two different ways, and we've got some drinkware where we have it. I know specifically the recycled mugs, we've got one that has racing stripes on the top. That's a really difficult way to put on stripes, and it's kind of like a lot of goblet makers do it, and it's pretty cool. You'll see the timing, the gather's got to be really small. It's got to be on the pipe. You flip it, we'll pull it, cut it, drag it, smack it, lay it down, and it's a lot going on in one move to make one stripe, whereas this is a whole nother process where it took the last show for us to pull this cane out. Super dense color. It's going to get lined up in the mold with super precision, and then it's got to be preheated a little bit so that those pieces don't break when you pick them up. So we'll do a little crosshatch situation, and it should look pretty cool, but there's our experimental stripe situation.
Not enough. We'll keep the other orange for stuff. There's many ways to do this. There's another tool called a pastorelli, where you pick up cane. It's super fun. I love that technique. But
Did you want the fluffer, or is that enough? I feel like the fluffer might push those over. They're so thin.
Okay, I'll use this one.
They'll probably pick up fine,
and these are so thin that they should just pick right up anyways. The pastorelli is really cool. That's much more detailed piece. The finished piece would be much more expensive. We'd probably have 4 glass blowers if we're doing pastorelli work. And I know someone who does large cane items. They have a whole team and they only do it once a month because it's so labor intensive and the prep work is insane. So this is just our quick little version. Hopefully it's not too loud. This is just a torch to heat it gently. If it's warm when the hot glass goes into it, it's a better pickup. Can you work around me?
Yep.
So already I see the orange cane is turning darker. So that tells me it's warm. If I push the torch in closer, snuff out the flame. So what I'm looking to do is just preheat gently.
Hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday. It's a beautiful day here in Michigan. The weather's just fine.
And Jake is doing this because he's taller than me.
The cane is warm. And on my next heat, I'll be ready to go.
So I'm gonna let you walk around me and I'll just take this out when you get here. Bada bing! Little air puffs into all the ridges of the mold. Voila!
Lovely.
All right, he's gonna heat it.
They're kind of
might break up.
Yeah, they were falling off the side, so I
Yeah.
laid them back down.
Because they're super thin.
Yep.
Probably cut that little nugget off the end. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. This is the experimental show. Breathe.
Yep. Those were so paper thin that by the time they stuck on the very tip of the glass, when I blew it out, they had already cooled down enough that they didn't stick. So by the time I literally took a 2-second heat and tried to melt them into the surface, and look at what we got. 3 of them folded and laid down and flopped around. And it was a little hectic.
I keep forgetting I'm on mic.
What?
I keep forgetting I have a mic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You gotta remember that.
I'm doing red, right?
Yes.
You can just do one stripe. You can do as many stripes as you want.
It's kind of cool looking.
Whoa. Are you serious? It's cool looking?
For real.
I agree.
It's true.
All right. Let me know what I'm doing here.
So you're just gonna hold it up in the air on your way over, and then down right here, and I'm gonna pull a couple, snip it, and then lay it on.
Do you want me to marble it more than I've been marbled?
No marble even necessary. We could do 2 off this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bada boom. This kind of reminds me of that Good and Plenty dish.
that
You
good
guys
and
made
plenty
a few.
dish.
I'll try to drop the link in the.
Yeah.
That was a tough one.
That was a tough one. That was a fun project.
It was cutting and grinding. That was nail biting. I am like
Yeah.
super impressed. Super impressed. Those are one of those projects that I would not take on because I wouldn't imagine.
How about a clear foot on this? About the size of a jumbo grape. Pretty cool looking. It's not perfectly symmetrical, but that's might be the beauty of it. And when I squished those in, they were red, so they weren't that hot. They pushed the body, the clear body in, so it's got a little indent. It's almost looking a little bit peanutish. And then the bottom was a little thin from blowing into the mold, so we're gonna put a nice little flared foot on it, flip it around and open it up, and we'll see what it looks like. It's gonna be a one-of-a-kinder, that's for sure. And that's the beauty with drinkware. That's what we like about drinkware. A lot of times,
The part on this pipe was spinning, so it's weird together.
oh yeah, that thing does spin. A couple of them do.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. You want the footing tool?
No, just take a paddle. We're gonna go for the old flare special. Alrighty, squish.
Kind of looks like a
A little
barrel.
lighter. Like a
Looks
what?
Like a berry? Like a barrel. Like a root beer barrel? Out the barrel. Come on, you gotta sing that song. We'll have a barrel
Nice.
of fun. While he stabilizes the heat, I'm gonna show you this. This little thing, how it spins. When I was trying to gather the glass and I'm spinning this, the pipe's not turning because this is loose. So it took me a minute to recognize what is going on.
It's just sitting there.
Why? It does not work.
Be a cool cocktail glass. We're gonna really be starting to design and think about new cocktail glasses. What I'm actually really digging about it is the way that there's like a half molding. There's little facets on the clear. It's barely there, but the only way you could tell is just by the way the light moves. I'm looking at the skylights above me, and they're like kind of shuddering back and forth as I turn it because there's optics in the glass. I never thought about doing like a really soft mold like that. It's always about getting it, hitting it as hard as you can and getting the best texture.
It's one of those things where the person who buys it will keep noticing different things about it as they use it.
Totally.
It's the gift that keeps on giving, you say?
Yes.
All the angles. Here we go.
Hey!
You want to open it up?
Sure.
Almost a perfectly clear moil. We look for that as much as we can, and in the shop when we're working, if someone gets a clear moil, it's a big deal. Oh, no color on the moil at all. But that's a beautiful thing. The less color we put up on the moil, the more color we save, as they say.
So when we do production and you're opening and you're the opening person, you know exactly what you're doing. You're going to open it to shape or put a handle on it. You're going to see in some future shows where we do a mold blown item. We don't usually hand off mid-production like this. But I think these are the fun pieces. I think we should do more of these on the Gathering Point.
We do usually hand off mid-production like this. This is just how we were doing bosom chillers the other day. We're planning for the Ren Fair
but
in
I'm
September.
saying you know what you're going to open it to. If you're doing a bosom chillers open like this.
Right.
Right? This is a one and done, so I'm open.
You got some creative liberty.
The cool thing about handing off is that you learn, like, I don't know how thick or thin this is.
Right.
So I'm going to learn different techniques and how to fix not problems, but different solutions.
Situational situations.
Yeah. So then when you're studying to be a master of glass blowing, if you continually open a piece, you learn how to trim it properly, all these different things, because all you're focused on is one unit. That'd be like making the dough for pizza. You're the dough maker, you're just the dough maker.
Yeah.
Then you move to dressing, you're the dressing person.
We got Matt's doing a pretty good job trimming now. You guys, Joey trimmed a million pieces, and Michelle's going to trim this one up. But Matt was just learning how to go from underneath like this, how to turn really slow as he's cutting it, and to get a nice even lip, and he's doing a really good job with that.
What if we did, for one of the Gathering Point shows, longest trim?
Oh, that would be cool.
Right?
That would be cool.
When I was learning in college, I would blow tubes and just practice trimming the tube. Because a spout on a pitcher, you have to go in at an angle and come out.
Right.
At the same, like, swoop. Otherwise, your pitcher spout is not so nice.
It would be interesting, too, because getting the heat, the depth of the heat right, if you did a long tube, you could try and heat the whole thing up, but then the tip would be really hot and hard to cut to be too floppy. So then if you heat it just a little bit so the tip was at the perfect temperature, then you'd try and get down to the middle and it would start getting cold and it'd crack on you.
So many variables.
Nice.
All right, so for the way this was shaped, I thought that was just a nice classic opening. How about the stick 'em bit?
Stamper?
Stamp it. The stamp is not here, though.
I'll grab it on my way over.
We went to a German pub in Florida. And I feel like they had these barrel glasses. It's feeling very German.
My favorite German restaurant is in Ann Arbor.
Which one?
Metzger's.
Oh, yeah.
Torchy.
I have not been there. We used to do the Rhapsody in Southgate.
Mm. Well, I highly recommend personally.
Talking about Metzger's?
Yeah.
Have you been?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. We should probably take my dad. All right, ladies, down in there, we have two types of stripes. We've got the up and down version.
One side looks great.
And the belly version.
That spot right there looks perfect. The rest gets a little floppy.
All right.
Some people like to flop.
I'm. Look at that punny.
Beautiful.
Bada bing.
got the claw.
Did you buy a new claw?
Yeah, I did get a new claw. It's pretty sweet.
And away it goes.
For smaller pieces.
I think you're gonna have to get the door.
I'll get it.
I'm a little on the edge.
Nice.
And there you have the start of the year, knowing that stripes or spots. I can no longer do that.
Yep. No more
again.
stripes and spots.
If I see it, I'm going to send you an email.
What are you doing? We've had this discussion.
We got to do the old spin the wheel again. Spin a wheel of names.
Oh, you know what? Maybe we'll spin a
Name
wheel
generator.
that has all the things. Phew. All right.
Just like that.
So much to do, so little time. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. We appreciate each and every one of you. We will see you live Tuesday night on The Gathering Point here at the Glass Academy at 6 p.m. Tell all your friends and family. Lots of fun things coming up in the new year. You will not want to miss it.
Shouts out to our subscribers. Thank you, guys.